Growing up, I had a very active childhood. My earliest childhood memories tend to be memories of us as a family on the beach, or my dad teaching me how to ride a bike, swimming pools and like waterfall pools in Malaysia in the jungles. And so those were my very earliest memories growing up. My dad is a very active individual. He loved boating and fishing. Like, he taught me how to fish when I was, I think, 4 years old.
OK， 老爸，就是我4、5岁的时候，你不是带我到那个哥打丁的那个瀑布那边去学游泳咯？
对。
然后你可以形容一下你教我的游泳方式吗？
我把它丢下去，丢进那个水里。不过我是站在那边看住它啦，那么它就整个就爬出来了，从水里面。那么我当然是在看住它啦，这个是没有问题的啦，因为我是站在那边嘛。孩子应该顺其自然，那么尽量给他接触这个大自然，那么让他在这个大自然中让他们去经历一些就是说我们控制得到的一点危险，那么他们就明白说，其实这个社会并不是那么平安的。
I would say that the idea to form the Singapore Women's Everest team actually started in 2004. That was where we decided that it would be a pretty awesome idea to put together an all-women's team to climb Mount Everest, because at that time it had never been done in Singapore, never been done in Southeast Asia, and so we thought, like, why not?
Jane.
I guess people's conception of mountain climbers are of very big, 6-foot-tall men who are very rough and burly and bearded and unwashed. So just the idea of a group of young, ordinary, regular Singapore girls could actually undertake such an endeavour. So leading up to the Mount Everest expedition in 2009, we had a period of 5 years of training by climbing other mountains in the Himalayas, China, New Zealand. And so on every single one of these climbs, we always made sure that we were fully well prepared in the execution of our expeditions. So I'm actually very proud to say that on all these training expeditions, we had always achieved like 100% success rate.
This is 14,000 camp on a very, very perfect day. We are now standing at what is known as the edge of the world. There's Yihui. And there's the route up the hill wall that we're going to climb tomorrow.
One of the challenges of being on a mountaineering expedition is that, you have to be completely self-sufficient. So because of that, like our packs tend to be very, very heavy. Like I remember when I was climbing Denali in Alaska with my best friend Yihui, our packs were about 40 kilograms. So all that weight on your back, puts a lot of stress on your bones and on your joints because you're constantly weighing your body down with all this additional weight that's not natural. So I think because of that, we've always been very conscious to take like high calcium products just to make sure that our bones and our joints are always like strong. As an active individual, I think it's especially important that that I get sufficient calcium and protein and like magnesium and iron, like all these very, very crucial like vitamins and minerals. So for example, I really like Anlene concentrate because it contains 4 times the calcium of regular fresh milk, and plus it comes in a very small little container, so it's really handy to carry a couple of those around in my gym bag, so it's easy to consume it after a workout. So climbing Everest was a 3-month-long expedition. So the moment when I finally stood on the summit, it was almost a sense of disbelief because you think of all the time that you've put in and then you're like, oh my god, this is it. We finally achieved what we set out to do. I remember it being a very surreal moment. And then my next thought was, oh my god, I'm hungry. Like, how do I eat when I have giant gloves on and I can't really drink and it's cold, and how much oxygen do I have left? And yeah, like you'll be amazed at the kind of like very quotidian thoughts that pop in your head at that moment, right? I'm hungry and I'm thirsty and oh no, like do I need to pee now? Like just very random thoughts on the summit. After that first initial burst of exhilaration, and then later on, like the more important thoughts come in, right? Like how much time do I have left to go down? Where are my teammates? Is everybody okay? So that's when like the more serious thoughts happen. So after the completion of the Everest project in 2009, I went on to complete the 7 summits, which refers to the tallest mountain on each of the 7 continents. So I completed that in 2011. And then I enrolled as a graduate student at Yale. So I'm currently completing my Master's in Business Administration. And further down the road, I hope to work in a position in corporate environmental sustainability. But of course, I hope to keep climbing and adventure a constant part of my life. So my best friend and I were currently planning another expedition for the future. So we're either looking at a Greenland ski crossing or perhaps a couple of unclimbed peaks in Central Asia.